Okay, 7th grade, today we're going to work on item number 8, and that is going to be on circles. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn to the back into our notes section. We should have tons of vocab on this topic, and it looks like we should be on number 29. And the 29th vocabulary term here is going to be a circle. A circle is the set of points in a plane that are the same distance from a given point. From a given point, and that given point is called the center of the circle, called the center of the circle. Okay, and while we're here, I think we'll do some notes and then we'll go back to the vocab section in a little bit. So if you need more time, go ahead and stop the video. Otherwise, follow me back to item number 8 called circles. Okay, so I'm going to use something to draw a perfect circle. You can use a freehand circle, or you can use a compass to create your circle, but I'm going to show you some different parts of the circle that we're going to talk about today. Okay, so in this circle we should have approximately here, this would be the center of the circle, right in the middle. Okay, so if that's our center of our circle, we're going to have this line that goes through the center of the circle across the circle here. This is called the diameter of the circle, which you should probably already know, but we'll write it across there as the diameter. Okay, if we have just from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle, this would be a radius or a radii. We're going to call it a radius. Radii is the plural of radius. Okay, and if you have a line that does not go through the center circle, that hits one side or of the other of the circle, this is called a chord. C-H-O-R-D, a chord. Okay, and then any section along the side of the curved side of the circle is going to be called an arc. So this section here between what we marked as the chord and the diameter, we would call an arc, A-R-C. So this is the arc of the circle. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about another circle. I'll give you a circle. Let's put it over here. Let's make it a purple circle this time, shall we? Okay, here's a circle, and it has a center, let's say here. Okay, it will have a line through the middle and 2 lines from the center to the outside. And we will also, let's connect these 2 lines here. Let's connect those 2 lines there. And let's connect these lines over here. And we'll also connect these 2 lines here. And these 2 lines here. Let's go ahead and call this D and call this point A. This point will be B, this point will be C, and we'll label the center circle to be P. Okay, let's find the following things. So the radii. Well, the radii are going to be anything that is from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. So we have PA is a radii, line segment, right? PC, also a radii. Also PB, radii. And PD is also a radii. Okay, also diameter. Which one of these is a diameter? Well, that's the one that goes through the center circle from one side of the circle to the other. That is only B through D. So that would be line segment BD. And chords are lines that go from one side of the circle to the other, but they are not passing through the center of the circle. So we have AD, this is a chord here, and AB is a chord, and I'd say BC is a chord, and lastly DC also a chord, or CD, whichever way you want to write it. Okay, so those are different things that you're going to identify as a chord. Okay, a chord, diameter, and radii. And of course there's arcs AD, DC, CB, and BA as well. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and go back and do some more vocab. So go ahead, if you need to pause, go ahead and pause. Otherwise, just go back to your vocab section. We're going to write 2 more vocab terms that are going to have to do with the next part of what we're learning. Okay, those 2 vocab are 30 and 31. So for 30, we are going to write central angle. Okay, a central angle is an angle formed by 2 radii. Okay, so with 2 radiuses, the angle they form is the central angle, a central angle. Okay, and then for 31, we are going to say a sector. And a sector is part of a circle enclosed by 2 radii and the arc connecting them. Okay, so if I'm just going to draw a freehand circle here, doing my best, if this is center circle and these are radii, so this angle A is the central angle. And then I'm going to shade in the part that is the sector. It's basically a piece of the pie. So this part here would be called the sector. It's between the 2 radii enclosed by the arc. Okay, so finish up on that, and then we're going to turn back to our notes section to finish up a little bit more about circles. And when we're finished, I will assign some homework for you and a video to watch from the My HRW section. Okay, so the things that are important for you to know about those sectors and central angles is the sum measure, which means when we add up, right? The sum measures of all non-overlapping central angles is 360 degrees. Okay, so basically what we're saying is, so there are 360 degrees in a circle. Just like in a triangle it's 180, in a circle it is 360 degrees. Okay, and to get a little bit more on that, I would like you to go to my.hrw.com, and you are going to watch example number 2 to get a little bit more on real-world applications of what that means. Okay, pretty simple today. After you're done watching that, I would like you to get into your workbook today. First time in a while we're getting into our workbook. And you are going to go ahead and do, let's do 1 through 13 odd. This is 9.3 and page number 68 in your workbook. So you're going to go ahead and do numbers 1 through 13 odd. So you don't have to do all of them. If you have questions about what we learned today, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, go ahead and finish the homework after you finish watching your HRW. I will have your logins here if you need them. Thank you.